One time when I had to solve a problem was when I was working on a group project for a university course. The problem was that one of our group members was not completing their assigned tasks and was not communicating with the rest of the group. To solve the problem, we held a group meeting and discussed our concerns with the member. We listened to their perspective and tried to understand their reasons for not contributing. We then worked together to come up with a plan for how they could catch up on their work and how we could better communicate as a group. The main obstacle we faced was trying to balance the needs and perspectives of everyone in the group. We had to be respectful of the member who was struggling, but we also had to ensure that the project was completed on time and to a high standard. From the experience, I learned the importance of open communication and empathy in problem solving. I also learned that it is important to address problems early on before they escalate and become more difficult to solve. One time when I had to solve a problem was when my car broke down on a road trip. The problem was that the engine had overheated and we were in a remote area with no cell phone signal. To solve the problem, we first let the engine cool down and then checked the oil and coolant levels. We also tried to call for roadside assistance, but with no signal, we had to rely on the help of a passing driver who was able to contact a tow truck for us. The main obstacle we faced was being in a remote area with limited resources and no access to help. We had to stay calm and resourceful and rely on the kindness of strangers to get us out of the situation. From the experience, I learned the importance of being prepared for unexpected situations, such as carrying a spare tire, tools, and emergency supplies. I also learned the value of human kindness and the importance of helping others when they are in need. One time when I had to solve a problem was when I was organizing a charity event at my workplace. The problem was that we were struggling to get enough volunteers to help with the event. To solve the problem, we reached out to other departments in the company and asked for their support. We also offered incentives, such as extra vacation days, to employees who volunteered. We also made sure to thank and acknowledge our volunteers for their hard work and dedication. The main obstacle we faced was trying to balance the needs and expectations of the charity with the limitations of our workplace resources. We had to be creative and resourceful in finding ways to engage employees and encourage participation. From the experience, I learned the importance of teamwork and collaboration in problem solving. I also learned that incentives and recognition can be powerful motivators in getting people to take action. One time when I had to solve a problem was when I was planning a trip abroad and realized that my passport had expired. The problem was that I had less than a week before my departure, and the process of renewing a passport usually takes several weeks. To solve the problem, I contacted the nearest passport agency and explained my situation. They were able to offer me an expedited service for an additional fee, and I was able to get my passport renewed in time for my trip. The main obstacle I faced was the time constraint and the uncertainty of whether I would be able to get my passport in time. I had to stay calm and persistent, and be willing to pay extra fees to expedite the process. From the experience, I learned the importance of being proactive and checking the validity of important documents well in advance. I also learned the value of being resourceful and seeking out help when facing unexpected challenges. One time when I had to solve a problem was when I was working on a school project with a classmate who had a different work style than mine. The problem was that we had different approaches to the project and were not communicating effectively. To solve the problem, we scheduled a meeting to discuss our differences and come up with a plan for how we could work together more effectively. We each shared our work style and preferences, and we brainstormed ways to combine our strengths and find common ground. The main obstacle we faced was learning to compromise and find a way to work together that would benefit both of us. We had to be patient and open-minded, and be willing to listen to each other's perspectives. From the experience, I learned the importance of effective communication and collaboration in problem solving. I also learned that everyone has their own unique work style and preferences, and that it is important to be respectful and understanding of these differences.